Hello students, my name is Prerna and I'm your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book, we are going to be reading chapter number 9. So we, a few of us might have pets in our home, right? So why do we have pets? Maybe because we like animals. A few people, they keep pets, just as a guard for their home, right? So, in this chapter, chapter number 9, we are going to talk about why do we need animals or how are animals helpful to us. So, here we go. This is chapter number 9, and the name of the chapter is Animals in Our Life. So, let us start reading this chapter. Animals play a very important role in our lives. Human beings are dependent on animals for much more. Human beings, they keep animals like cattle, goats, and sheep for various other uses, especially for milk and meat. Sheep provides wool for use during winters, and the horse and the donkeys in the past or even today in some places they are used for carrying heavy luggage. Now, in detail, we discuss about uses of animals. The first use of animals is food. Milk, very important uh, item in our diet. Animals like cow, buffalo, and goat gives us milk, which is used to make many other products like ghee, curd, cheese, cream, butter, etc. People who live in the mountainous are areas, they get milk from yaks. Then you have eggs. So animals like hen and duck, they through them we get eggs, which is a rich source of protein. And then you have meat. The next food item that we get is honey, that we get from honey bees. And why is honey useful for us? Because if you drink honey mixed with lukewarm water, it really helps you when you have a bad throat or when you're suffering from cold. Then clothes and accessories. So silk, we get silk from silkworm. Silkworm gives us silk fibers which are used to make silk cloths. Wool and fur. We get wool from sheep which is used to make woolen clothes. The fur of minks, sheep, yak and seal are used to make fur clothing. The next is leather, which is we get leather from the skin of dead animals like buffaloes, camels, cows, snakes, deer, etc. to make shoe, bag, purses, belts, etc. Then ornaments also. So, as per the ornaments is concerned, the most famous is ivory. Tusks of elephants called ivory are very costly and are used to make combs, handles, and ornaments. Pearls are obtained from oysters, which are used to make jewelry. Then even medicines, we also get medicines from animals. Liver oils of cod and shark are rich in vitamin A and vitamin D. Fish waste is used in making adhesives and fertilizers. Snake venom is used as a medicine for curing snake bite. Now the next thing is fuels. The cow dung is made into dung cakes and used for cooking in villages. It is also used to make biogas and fertilizer. And this you see very common in village area. So see, so many things we get from animals. Now let's move on further. Then sports and entertainment. Many sports involve animals. What are these? Like you have bullfighting. Sports like polo, which is played on sitting on a horse's back. Then you have horse racing. Some animals like camel, horse, and elephant found in fairs and resorts give joy rides to people. I'm sure most of us have experienced this. Transport and carrying load, like we discussed, that animals like elephants, camel, horses, and donkeys carry load for us. Camel and horses are also used to carry people from one place to another. And what is the other name for camel? It is called as ship of the desert. Now, animals in danger, very important topic. Humans have been dependent on animals for a vast number of products during the ages. Hunting animals for their flesh and skin was practiced even before the Stone Ages, the oldest period of human history of which we have records. We know about rock paintings or ancient seals showing images of hunting. Such painting can be seen in Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh, Chauvet and Lascaux caves in France, and the Altamira caves in Spain, among others. Once human beings started to settle down into farming and later trade and industry, their dependence on hunting for food lessened. Yet, hunting continued to be practiced as a sport. So imagine there were some people killing innocent animals just to play it as a sport, only as a form of entertainment without any reason. Animal products were valued as prize items at royal courts and city homes. While some animals died out due to natural reasons, excessive hunting led to other species disappearing totally from the earth. Like a mammoth, it has completely disappeared. We should not plunder out animal wealth recklessly. There are laws to protect animals from being mistreated. Some people break the laws and kill animals in the jungles to sell their skin, tusks, horns, etc. And this is absolutely illegal. And this is also called as poaching. People who kill animals illegally are called poachers. They earn a lot of money by selling the skins or bones of rare animals to foreign countries. But again, this is just not allowed. Now, what are the steps to save animals? People working to save animals are known as animal conservationists. The total disappearance of animals from the earth is known as extinction. So, those animals which existed at one point of time but do not exist now at all are called as extinct animals. There are two stages of animal conservation before they become extinct. First is threatened and endangered, and the number of many animals have reduced greatly due to poaching and they have become endangered, like tigers. If they are not protected, then they will all die and become extinct. Since the 17th century, over 900 species of animals have become extinct and 700 are in high risk of becoming extinct. So these are endangered, 700 are endangered species, mostly due to human interference. Some animals that are endangered in India are the tiger, the elephant, the rhinoceros, and a bird called as the Indian bustard. So imagine even an animal like elephant, it is endangered because the number of animal elephants is decreasing. The government has set up special wildlife sanctuaries and bioreserves to breed and protect endangered animals. There are over 25 tiger reserves in India under Project Tiger. At Kaziranga in Assam, a reserve has been made for rhinos, while the Gir forest of Gujarat lions are cared for. In the Gir forest of Gujarat, lions are cared for. So in Assam, it is Kaziranga, and in Gujarat, it is the Gir forest, which are the sanctuaries. People who depend on animals. Several kind of people depend on animals. Some of the most typical people we see around us are the Gujars or the cow herders, the Madari of a monkey or a bear trainer, the snake charmer, the elephant mouth, and the circus artist. So Gujars. The name Gujar has its origin from the Sanskrit word Gujar related to Gujarat or to goats meaning cow grazer. Forest dwellers in the western and central Himalayas in India who are tribes of wandering cow and buffalo herders are called as Gujars. Gujar women stay with the animals while the men go out to sell the milk and butter to the dairy town or village market. They feed their cattle while with some special leaves which make them rich and fat. These cow grazers are facing problems today because most of the common villagers' lands on which they were grazed, those lands they have been used for construction. Remember in the chapter number 7 we read about forest, how forests are depleting, or the area of grazing is for animals is decreasing because man is using most of the land for construction activities. Then you have Madari. I still remember when we were young, we used to see Madari very common in and around our locality. But somehow, even this is not seen. Yes, one of the reasons being that a lot of animal activists protested against it, that you cannot use an animal, probably to earn an income. You cannot use the animal in a way that you're mistreating the animal just to earn your income. Madari are men who make monkeys or bears dance for an audience in cities and towns. They capture these animals from the wild, train them from a very young age, and they grow up like pets, obeying the Madari's call to act, dance, and perform tricks. The practice can be very cruel, especially for bears. The Madaris tears out baby bears' nails and teeth to ensure that they are not dangerous. Can you imagine someone just pulling out your nails? How painful it would be. Rescued bears cannot even be returned to the wild as a result. The Madari also puts a rope around the bear's nostril and forces it to dance by pulling this rope, as a rope around the neck may choke the bear. Monkeys are usually trained more easily and are easier to look after and are kept as pets. Then you have Maot. They capture and train young elephants to do their bidding, offering rides for a fixed sum of money. A mouth is usually assigned as a very young boy to an elephant whom he accompanies for the rest of its life. In earlier days, mouths regularly found employment at the stables of kings and princes, but nowadays this has become very scarce. They are regularly found in circuses, weddings, and at tourist spots. Elephants respond to the human touch and affection and can become very good friends if treated well. It is sad that some impatient trainers use fire, glowing irons, and cigarette stubs and elephant hooks to punish the elephant and probably to punish the elephant during the training. Imagine, man has become so cruel. Then, animal rights activists have objected to these cruel practices and are calling for total ban on the use of elephants, which are an endangered species in India. Then you have snake charmers. They catch snakes, usually cobras, as means of livelihood to make them dance for entertainment. The snake charmer sits cross-legged, swaying as he plays his bean of fluid, and the snake sways, that is, it moves like this, rhythmically as if preparing to bite. It swells and fans out its hood in a threatening way, but it does not bite. The snake actually raises its hood defensively and sways in response to the right and movements of the snake charmer. The fangs and poison sac of the snake are usually removed by the snake charmer. Some even tie up and sew their mouth. So that's again so bad. Snakes would not usually attack a human being primarily because we are not food for them. Snakes attack humans only if they feel threatened in some way. Snake charmers can hardly meet their own need with their earnings. As a result, they often let the snake starve, and when they die, they catch new ones. Then you have animals in circus. If you've been to a circus, you might have seen a lot of shows wherein there's an elephant, there's a lion, there's a bear. You might have seen different animals. We have seen horses, elephants, monkeys, tigers, lions, seals, and bears performing in a circus. What happened to the animals before and after the bright lights and loud music of circus is little known to most people. The animals are confined to small, dirty cages with very little or no veterinary care. That means their medical health or their health is not really taken care of. They do not get enough food, exercise, rest, or sleep as the circus travels from one town to another. The claws and nails of most bears or tigers are blunted or removed to make it easy for them to perform various acts without injuring the trainers. Animals are forced to do unnatural things like elephants, they are made to stand on their hind legs. Chimpanzees, they are made to ride bicycles, and tigers to jump from flaming hoops. You might have seen they're like hoops with fire around them, and tigers are trained that you need to jump from this fire loop. But again, this can prove dangerous for the tiger. Several laws have been passed to ban the use of most of these animals in any circus. Unfortunately, most circus people disregard these laws. So, what are the things? What can we do to change these things? If a circus comes to your town, make it a point to visit it during the time before the show begins. Visit your local zoo and work out whether the space given to the animals is enough or not. If it isn't, then you can write to the Ministry of Environment and Forest or the Central Zoo Authority to report the animals' plight. That is the condition of animals. Meet a snake charmer or Madari or a mouth and ask him where and how he captured this animal, how often he feeds, and how much he travels with it. Ask him how much money he makes per day and whether it is enough to meet his and the animal needs. Then the Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, the Animal Welfare Board in India, and your state wildlife department can be contacted to report any ill treatment of animals. And here, just a small piece of advice how maybe you can also contribute is, so you come across a lot of stray animals, please, it's a request, do not hurt those animals. And yes, the steps which are given here, visiting the zoo, visiting a circus, asking a snake charmer or a mouth, you can actually do this. And trust me, you will actually get a lot of friends, as a lot of animals will also become your friends. And the beauty of the animal kingdom is that if you help them once, they remember you throughout their lifetime. All right, so save the animals because they too have the right to live just like us. Thank you so much.